Morning, everyone. Welcome to current affairs classes. Uh, okay. So as usual, we'll pick up most important discussions, topics from recent period, and have a discussion. I'm picking up the first topic. First topic that I'm picking up today is this is related to autonomous district councils. Autonomous district councils and the sixth schedule. Okay. Fifth schedule and sixth schedule are always in news, and they are one of the favorite topics for UPSC. Fifth schedule and sixth schedule. Okay. So you need to study both of them in detail. Okay. Not just superficially, but you need to get into the details of fifth schedule and sixth schedule. Both of them are important for your exams, for prelims as well as for mains. Sixth schedule is in news. Sixth schedule, and it has autonomous district council under that. Autonomous district councils under that. Those autonomous district councils are in news. The reason why they're news is because it has something to do with the state of Mizoram. Recently, in the Mizoram, the governor of Mizoram has imposed governor's rule. What? Governor's rule in Chakma Autonomous District Council. Okay. So in Mizoram, there is one autonomous district council. The name of that autonomous district council is Chakma, in Chakma district, Chakma Autonomous District Council. Okay. So why the governor has imposed governor's role, if you have to put it in one word, the reason being there is a lot of political instability going on in the Chakma district of Mizoram. Okay. So due to prolonged political instability for a period of time, the political disturbance and the political conflicts, internal squabbles, so which has created a lot of instability in Chakma. For that reason, governor's rule has been imposed. Okay. And one more thing that is happening over there is repeated leadership changes happening in the autonomous district councils of Chakma. Okay. So due to that reason, governor rule has been imposed in Chakma Autonomous District Council. That is why autonomous district councils are in news. Okay. So, but using this current affairs, current development, which is happening in Mizoram, we have to study the basics of autonomous district council. So first of all, have you understood why autonomous district councils are in use? Why sixth schedule is in use? Because of this news. Okay, because of imposition of governor's rule in Chakma Autonomous District Council. So I'm repeatedly mentioning this autonomous district council. So what are autonomous district council and under which schedule they are established?
Schedule 6 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದೇ ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಅವರೇ
Yes. Everywhere?
ನೋ
Huh?
schedule ಟ್ರೈಬ್ ಏರಿಯಾ
All states?
ನೋ schedule 6 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ
Yes.
ಮಿಜೋರಾಂ ಮಣಿಪುರ್
Basics ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? Okay. So ADCs are what? First of all, what are ADCs? They are autonomous district council, means they're independent and autonomous local self-governing institutions. Local self-governing institutions as given in the sixth schedule. Okay. In tribal dominated areas, in tribal areas of 4 northeastern states, which include Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. Autonomous district councils. So you should link it to sixth schedule. Okay. So you know that tribal population of our northeast especially have their unique needs. Their culture is different. Their traditions are different from mainstream, right? Understanding this? Hello, all of you. The tribal population of Northeast, they have their own cultural practice, their own cultural heritage, which is in so many ways different from the mainstream population, mainstream society. So, to preserve their unique cultural heritage, okay, and to govern themselves independently for preserving their customs, okay, which are relevant to the local affairs of the tribal population. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅವರ ಕಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಅವ್ರದವರೇ ಗವರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದರ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಕಾಮನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ areas. Understand? Tribal societies little bit different from mainstream society. Hence, it is important that these tribal dominated areas, they should have their own institutions so that they can rule themselves locally, so that they can preserve their own culture, own customs. Understanding this? So that is why, by keeping this in mind, autonomous district council concept has been introduced in our constitution itself under sixth schedule. Article, can we link it to any article? Article 244. Article 244. Clause 1 deals with fifth schedule. Clause 2 deals with sixth schedule. If you want, we can also write on this article mentioned in sixth schedule. Article 244, Clause 2. Are they constitutional bodies? Can we say autonomous district council as constitutional bodies or statutory bodies? What can we call? ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಗಳು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಯುನಿಕ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯುನಿಕ್ cultural heritage, they have their the customs and practices in tribal areas are different. In tribal it's different. Hence it has been understood that tribal population should govern themselves, so that we should facilitate by providing an autonomous councils so that they can govern themselves. So that is the concept of sixth schedule and autonomous district council. Understanding this? Before that, some of the things I'm asking: autonomous district councils which are established in tribal dominated districts where they will rule themselves, okay, should they be constitutional bodies, or what kind of bodies? Statutory bodies or executive bodies? Statutory bodies. See, right now just I'm telling that autonomous district council has been mentioned in article 243 clause 2. What does it mean? Directly given in the constitution. Can we not say that they're unconstitutional body? So they are constitutional bodies because they are governed through constitutional provisions under sixth schedule on article 244, right? You want to dictate what are they? They are local self-governing institutions established under sixth schedule. Okay, they cover tribal areas of four northeastern states. Which are those four states? For sixth schedule, you should remember these four states: Assam, Tripura, Manipura, Meghalaya, and Mizoram. You know, the people remember it like this ATM square and then if it is helpful, you can remember the mnemonic for Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Mizoram. But Manipur is also there, so don't get confused. Manipur is not there, it is Mizoram and Meghalaya. Okay, what is the purpose of these councils? To provide autonomy to tribal communities to preserve their culture, customs, and govern local affairs. Right? Why? Purpose in purpose and object. What is the purpose and objective? To protect, to provide them autonomy, to preserve unique culture, customs, and govern local affairs. Okay, to promote self-governance in tribal dominated areas, to ensure local development. You can write all of this. Running notes al barangide barkoli. to promote to ensure local development and to protect tribal identity and tribal rights. Understood? Okay. Now, under sixth schedule, these districts in districts, these councils are established. Okay. In state level, national level parliament ಇದೆ, state level ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಚರ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಂತ ಆಟೋನಮಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಲೋಕಲಿ ಗವರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್, ಯು ನೋ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ autonomous district councils, which are constitutional bodies, they comprise how many members ಅಂದ್ರೆ they can comprise up to 30 members. up to ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? up to 30 members in each of these councils. Okay, and out of this 30 members, 26 are elected. 26 are elected members. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ locally. Through that local election, 26 members are elected. Okay, 26 members are elected members and 4 members are nominated members, nominated by the state government. Yes, nominated by the governor, especially nominated by governor. Understood? Total how many membership? 30 members. 30 members. Out of them, 26 are elected. 4 are important. This point is also important. In prelims, they can give something like autonomous district councils is a wholly elected body ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? wholly completely elected body ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? It is not wholly elected body. Because there are 4 members which can be nominated by governor. So then what do you have to write? Correct statement ಯಾವಾಗ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು? Autonomous district councils are partly elected and partly nominated. In that way it can be correct. Okay, and what is the tenure of this ADC? 30 member council setup ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so tenure ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇರ್ಬೋದು? Usually 5 years. So tenure is what? 5 years from the date of its constitutions, from the date of its establishment. So tenure is how much? 5 years. Okay, so the districts which are selected and where these autonomous district councils are established, in those districts, state laws and central laws do not apply directly, automatically apply agala. Understand this? In these districts, okay, there are around 10 there are exactly 10 autonomous district councils are there in these 4 states currently. ಎಷ್ಟು autonomous district councils ಗಳಿದಾವೆ? 10. Okay, so in these districts, central laws will not directly automatically apply. Unlike the rest of the country, they directly apply. In the areas where autonomous district councils are established, in those states or in those areas, central laws as well as state laws do not automatically apply. Rather, they're extended by governor. Governor has to extend it. Governor, they can be implemented, but governor has to decide whether they could be directly applied or any necessary modifications need to be done. Keeping in mind the tribal culture and their heritage, some modified laws can be applied, but directly automatically apply agadilla. Okay, so that is also important for you. You can write down state laws and central laws do not automatically apply to ADCs. Okay, they are rather extended by governor. They are rather extended by governor of that state. Now these ADCs, it is acting like a, how it can perform? Is it acting like a legislative body or executive body or a judiciary body? ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ? Autonomous district councils are like parliament only. Parliament is for nation. State legislatures are for entire state. Similarly, ADCs, they have the jurisdiction to that particular district where they are set up, where they are established. What kind of body is it? It's a constitutional body, that's fine. Apart from that, is it a legislative body, or is it an executive body, or is it a judiciary body? Huh? ಹಿಂಗಂದ್ರೆ
Only legislative, executive,
only legislative body na?
and
Legislative and
executive.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಜುಡಿಷಿಯರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜುಡಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸಿ ಇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಲ್ ವೇ. It is a executive body, it's a legislative body, and also it has some judicial powers also. Remember this. So write down this. ADCs have legislative, executive, and judicial powers. Judicial powers. So our district ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಏನೇ ಕುಂದು ಕೊರತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, everything will, who is ultimately responsible? ADC. So it has, I mean, these have legislative, executive, and judicial powers. Okay. So for example, functions, if you want to know the powers and functions, if you want to know the powers and functions of ADC, it has so many powers. I'm telling you, fifth schedule and sixth schedule both are important for your exams. Huh? One of the most favorite topics for UPSC, especially in your constitution and the polity section. Okay. Every year, almost in different exams, you will come across the questions on fifth schedule and sixth schedule in different ways. Hence, they're important for prelims as well as for mains, right? So let's get into the details. I will not stretch it long, but few basic ideas you should have what kind of executive powers, legislative powers, and judiciary powers they have. Okay. So for example, as part of judicial powers, as when it acts like a judicial body, it has law making powers. That means it can enact laws locally. It can create new laws and enact it. Understanding this? Regarding few regarding few areas which include on land management, on agriculture and forest use. Okay. On few things they can make their own laws. On what matters? Land management, law making power. Land management, on agriculture and forest use. On these matters, ADCs can frame new laws and enact. Are you following me, all of you? Everybody is active or not? Active is there? Yes. And also they can exercise regulatory powers on certain matters which include customary regulations anta karitivi. For example, on the issues of marriage, divorce, inheritance, special customs. Okay. On all these things they have customary regulatory powers. On what matters? Inheritance, property inheritance, local issues ಇರುತ್ತವಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿವೋರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೂ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಅವ್ರ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿವೋರ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ extend regulatory powers over these matters. Okay. And also local administration, they can oversee developmental works like for primary education, roads, dispensaries, markets, fisheries. On these matters also they can they can extend their local administrative powers. And judicial functions also. Judicial functions is important because autonomous district councils can establish separately something called village courts. Okay. Autonomous district councils can establish village courts to conduct local trials related to civil and criminal cases, both civil cases as well as criminal cases, petty criminal cases. Okay. Not like dod case idre, serious case idre they cannot try it, but petty criminal cases idre locally they will undertake trials. Okay. And also they can punish, ADC can also punish them up to 5 years imprisonment also it can announce. Understanding this? So judicial functions also have seen how by the establishment of village courts on civil courts as well as criminal cases which involve tribal members only, non-tribal members alone, tribal members only from that district, and they can sentence up to 5 years of imprisonment. Understanding this? And also they will regulate money lending activities in that district, and trade by non-tribal people. Okay, they can also regulate trade by non-tribal people of that area. Okay, also they can levy taxes. Financial powers also they have to sustain themselves. Okay, they can also levy taxes on professions, trades, on vehicles, markets, fisheries, on fishery markets. On all of this, they can levy taxes also. Financial powers also they have. So have you understood about ADCs? Come on, what are they? ADCs are autonomous. They're constitutional bodies. Yes or no? Given in ADCs are mentioned in this schedule. Sixth schedule. Understanding this? Sixth schedule in 4 states, tribal dominated areas of 4 states. Which are those 4 states? Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Mizoram. Good. And what kind of powers they have? Legislative, all types of powers they have. Okay. And membership composition, up to how many members? 30 members. All are elected. 26 elected, and 4 are nominated. Five. The tenure is 5 years. Okay, and all the important functions also we have learned. They can make laws locally. They can enact. They can frame new laws, and they can enact the laws. Understanding this on few matters which include land management, agriculture, and forest use, and they also have oversight and regulatory power over inheritance, marriage, divorce, etc. And for local, they can also carry out local administration to oversee primary education, roads, market, fisheries, etc. Okay, and also they can impose levy taxes. Financial powers also they have. As part of judicial functions, they can establish something called village courts. Those village courts try civil as well as petty criminal cases, and you can sentence up to 5 years of imprisonment. Have you learned these things? Mindally detane? Okay. Probably have learned it in basics also. This is like revision for you, and for new people, I think all of you have learned it. What is the jurisdiction of this? Territorial jurisdiction is limited to the particular area where they have, to which they have been established. Okay. So general laws are not, are general laws means state laws and parliamentary laws, are they directly applicable in those districts? State laws and central laws are not directly applicable in those states. Okay. Rather, governor will decide. Okay, whether they should be directly applied or some modifications need to be done in the central and state laws. Okay, now I will give you homework to you because we have learned sixth schedule and autonomous district councils. You have to compare this fifth schedule with, sorry, we have learned sixth schedule now. You have to compare this sixth schedule with fifth schedule. This is your homework for today. Will you do it? Definitely fifth schedule, sixth schedule give you good confidence. Okay, in schedules part ali important topic ide. Invest some time today. It's worth it. Compare fifth schedule and sixth schedule. In fifth schedule, there is something called tribal advisory council. Tribal advisory council. So compare tribal advisory councils with autonomous district councils. Will you do that? And also see, there are 10 autonomous district councils in these 4 states. Just go through which are those districts. In Assam ಎಷ್ಟು district ಇದಾವೆ, ಮೇಘಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವೆ, ಯಾವ್ದಿದಾವೆ, ಸುಮ್ನೆ 10 councils ಇದಾವೆ. Just go through it. Will you do that? So that I can shift to next topic. Okay. Let me pick up one more topic from IR. International Criminal Court. This is also in news. International Criminal Court. Recently in International Criminal Court has issued and why ADCC news ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಗವರ್ನರ್ ರೂಲ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? See, one of ಈ 10 autonomous district council ಚಕ್ಮಾ autonomous district council ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಮಿಜೋರಾಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ರೂಲ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ? ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ autonomous district council ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, okay, governor can impose governor's rule and he can take all the powers. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಇವಾಗ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಅದೇ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಚಕ್ಮಾ ಆಟೋನಮಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ರೂಲ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್: ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಲಾಂಗ್ ರನ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಚಕ್ಮಾ ಆಟೋನಮಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ unstable conditions which is being prolonged over a period of time, governor of that Mizoram has imposed governor's rule in that autonomous district council. That's why it is in news, because that for that reason we have learned this. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ, ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟೋನಮಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಈ 6th ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆಟೋನಮಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡು. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್, ICC, ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. For cricket fans, it is not that International Cricket Council alive. This is what? International Criminal Court. So recently, ICC has issued some arrest warrants to some of the leaders in Afghanistan. Okay. So why? Because in Afghanistan, there is an ongoing persecution and oppression on women. Okay. So which is a crime against humanity. Okay. Taliban, you know that Taliban is a hardcore group. Okay. Hardcore Islamic group. It is known for curtailing freedoms, especially to women. Right. So because of that reason, this Taliban leaders are been ordered to arrest by International Criminal Court. Okay, understanding this, that's what's in news. Understanding this, so oppression or persecution or exploitation of women rights amounts to crimes against humanity, right? Because of this reason, International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants to senior Taliban leaders in Afghanistan. That's why this is in news. Okay, so now we should study what is this international. Our focus area is what? International Criminal Court. What is this? When has it been established? And is India a member of it? And what grounds? What is the jurisdiction of this court? These are the things we are going to discuss under this topic. Okay. So first of all, International Criminal Court was established in 2002. When was it established? 2002. Established in 2002. There was a statute called Rome Statute, which was put to sign in 1998. Under Rome Statute. In what statute is like a law? Okay, international law, which was enacted in 1998 in Rome, Italy. Okay, so that's called Rome Statute. So whoever signs Rome Statute will become member of International Criminal Court. For example, if India has to become member of International Criminal Court, it has to sign. When it signs to the Rome Statute, it is in a way accepting some of the all the provisions of the statute, and it becomes binding on India to implement them. Okay, so any country which has to join International Criminal Court has to sign Rome Statute 1998. International Criminal Court has headquarters in Hague, Netherlands. Where is the headquarters? Hague. There is also another court called International Court of Justice, ICJ. Do you know that? ICJ is even one of the principal organs of United Nations. Yes. Okay, so that is also headquartered in Hague only. Okay. So, yeah, this court has jurisdiction in 4 matters. This 4 types of crimes. This is a criminal code. Specifically, it's a criminal code. So you should compare always ICC with International Court of Justice. ICJ is different. the jurisdiction of ICC is that it oversees cases related to conflict between states, border disputes, political issues ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್. ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ನಡುವೆ ವಾರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ನಡೀಲಿ ಅಂತ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ jurisdiction ಯಾರಿಗಿದೆ? ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್? Criminal court, international criminal court. Understand this. Hence, its jurisdiction is related to four types of crimes. So there are four types of crimes, standard types of crimes on which ICC has jurisdiction, which include four types of crimes which are covered under ICC. Number one, genocide. You know that genocide ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? Genocide ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Mass killing. Crimes against humanity. I mean, any crime, if it is falling in these four categories, ICC can come into picture and it can try those individuals who are responsible for such crimes and arrest them. Crime against. So current news in which I was telling you that International Criminal Court has ordered arrest of senior Taliban leaders in Afghanistan. Okay, for their crimes. What was the crime they committed? What's the crime they committed? Persecution and women. Persecution of women amounts to crime against humanity. So it is falling under the category four types of crime category as mentioned in the ICC. Hence, ICC can order arrest. Okay. Next, war crimes. During war crimes, wartime crimes. War crime is not war itself. During war, there are certain rules and international norms are there that should be respected. Like you should not. One of the example is attacking on civilians. Civilians will attack ಮಾಡೋದು crime ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? War time, it's a war between two militaries. War should be between two militaries. If any country is resorting to attack on civilians, non-military population, innocent population, then it would amount to war crime. So there are many types of war crimes. One of the examples I given. Next, another type is crime of aggression. Crime of aggression. So these are the four types of crimes covered under or in which ICC has jurisdiction. Understood now? Now, how many members currently? It has 124 members. ICC currently has 124 members. And is India a member of ICC?
No.
No? Are you sure? Is India not a member of International Criminal Court?
No.
It is, maybe you don't know. You know it. Correct. He's right. India is not member. India is a non-member. India, not only India, you can say China is also not a member. USA is also not a member. Israel is also is not a member. USA, Russia is also not a member. Okay, so these are the few countries who are not members of ICC. So remember this. Even Ukraine is also not a member. Both the warring countries, Russia and Ukraine, both are not members of ICC. Okay, that means even if they commit war crimes, the ICC cannot try them.
Iran is
ICC can try them under certain conditions. I'll tell you. Iran is a member. I think. I am not sure. Okay, don't ask me every country in the world. India is not a member, and few other Iran. I'm not sure, but I think Iran is a member. Understood. So India is not a member. Why do you think India has not joined? Why do you think India has not joined? Huh? Biased ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. Yes. ಹೆಂಗೆ?
ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಜನೋಸೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ?
ಎಸ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ Western world dominance. Okay.
To Russia.
So once India becomes member of this, so it's subject. There are a lot of politics inside this ICC international grouping. ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ politics ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Once India joins it, they will start interfering in our domestic activities, and they can declare anything as. If for example ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, in those times we need to impose national emergency. During that time, some sort of to suppress that violent activities, we need to resort to some sort of violence. Okay, so maybe international politics ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅದು, many and India might be put to accountability. So to avoid all of that, India has not joined because of this international geopolitical things. Understanding this? Okay. What is the structure of this ICC? It has an office of prosecutor, and it has 18 judges. It has how many judges? 18 judges, which are elected for 9 years. 18 judges elected for 9 years. And it has one office of the prosecutor who investigates and prosecutes the cases. Who investigates and prosecutes the cases. And the languages, official languages of ICC are same as official languages of UN, which are English, French, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Spanish. Even though China is not a member, Chinese is the official language. English, French, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Spanish, these are official languages because they're already official languages of UN. Is it an UN body?
No.
It is an independent. It is independent from UN, but it is affiliated. It is connected with UN. It's not UN organ, okay, or UN agency. It's not agency of UN, but it is connected to UN. Okay. Next, can you, if you want to compare it with international Court of Justice, ICJ, compare ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ICC ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. Through comparison also you can learn many things. Comparative study is always good. Compare ಮಾಡಿ International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಇವತ್ತು 6th schedule ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, 5th schedule ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ICC ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ICJ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್, ICJ is UN body. United Nations has 6 primary organs. Okay. And ICJ is one of those important organs. Okay. But this ICC is not UN agency, not UN body, or not UN organ. It has been independently established in 2002 by Rome Statute separately. Headquarters ICC ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Right. So ICC is judicial organ mainly, but this is International Tribunal to Trial Criminal. Okay. So mainly ICJ trials on ICJ jurisdiction covers dispute between states, like border issues ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ. So disputes between states only. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ನಡುವೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ICC can prosecute individuals also. Remember this. ICC can prosecute and arrest individuals. ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ 2 ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ನಡುವೆ ವಾರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ನಡೀತಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ? International Court of Justice. Okay. If ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ICC. So it can trial or it can prosecute individuals also, apart from states. State ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದಂಗೆ. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್? ಆ ತರ. So what type of matters are covered in ICJ? State to state disputes like border issues, any violation of treaty, etc. Whereas ICC can trial individual crimes like genocide, war crimes, crime against humanity, crime of aggression. Okay, these are. And ICC ruling, is it binding?
No.
Binding on
member countries.
It is binding on member countries. ICC ಏನ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. Non-binding ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. It's what? Binding. Binding on member countries. Okay. And they can issue arrest warrants also. But ICJ does not have that enforcement power or enforcement capabilities ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? ICJ, International Court of Justice, does not have enforcement power. Okay. It will announce a judgment and it will say it's binding. But enforce ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ enforcement power ಇಲ್ಲ ICJಗೆ. Hence, often you see that ICJ judgments are not respected by countries like China. Respect ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ judgment ಬಂದ್ರು ಸಹಿತ. Understanding this? But ICC ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ? ICC can issue binding rules and they can issue arrest warrants also. Arrest warrant issue ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ enforcement ಇದೆ ತಾನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Same other enforcement ICC ಇಲ್ಲ. Understanding this? ICC lacks enforcement power, whereas ICC has enforcement power. That is, it can issue arrest warrants to individuals. This comparison should be there. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? But they cannot directly arrest. ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ? ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಾರೆಂಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್? ದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಆ ಕಂಟ್ರಿನೇ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ದೇ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದರ್ ಓನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ರೈಟ್? They can execute arrest. So whenever, but it's binding on the states. The state must execute arrest warrants. If ICC order ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು, ಕೋಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಎನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಅಂಡ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ who are not members, they're not bound to cooperate, right? Non-members idre is India, for example, Russia, for example, if it commits war crimes, ICC ಏನೋ ರೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಪ್ರಾವಿಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Understood these things? So can we shift to next topic? One question in ICC ಅಲ್ಲಿ can it issue arrest warrants to non-member in members of members who have not signed this statute?
Yes.
Non-members ಗೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? non-member countries ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ UNSC ರೆಫರಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. UNSC ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಅದ್ರ ರೆಫರಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಪಾನ್ UNSC ರೆಫರಲ್ಸ್, it can extend its jurisdiction to non-members also. Okay? On what condition ಹೇಳಿ? Upon UNSC referrals. Okay, so we have had detailed discussion on ICC as well as Autonomous District Council. So let me shift to another topic. This topic is also important, called E-Truck Initiative Scheme. I've heard this E-Truck Initiative Scheme. E-Truck. E ಅಂದ್ರೆ electric truck. E-Truck Initiative. This is a new scheme. This scheme is important under PM E-Drive scheme ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ. ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು, FEME. ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು PM E-Drive ಅಂತ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ PM E-Drive ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ E-Truck ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಓಕೆ, E-Truck ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಇದು? ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಹೆವಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಏನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದಪ್ಪ E-Truck ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್? ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು? ದಿಸ್ an initiative by Ministry of Heavy Industries. Okay, under that scheme they'll provide financial incentives. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹೋಮ್? ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಟ್ರಕ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋರ್ಗೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಒಂಥರ ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ತರ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ electric trucks. Under which program? PME drive program. Have you understood the introduction? What is this initiative or what is the scheme related to? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? So Ministry of Heavy Industries has launched this e-truck initiative under PME drive scheme. Under this scheme, the government provides financial incentives to truck buyers, electric truck buyers, e-truck buyers. Okay. So this is first of its kind because ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್, ಬೈಕ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತು. ಮುಂಚೆ ಫೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಎಫ್ ಎ ಎಂ ಇ. ಆ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ವೀಲರ್ಸ್ಗೆ 4 ವೀಲರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿ ತರ. ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್? ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ? 2 ವೀಲರ್ 4 ವೀಲರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಈ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬಟ್ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಂದ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ರನ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ವೆಹಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಏನ್ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಈ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದೆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇದು. ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದೆ? ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಮೋರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ವಾಟ್? ಗ್ರೀನ್ಹೌಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ಸ್. So some of the features of this scheme which include, it's a first of its kind support. Why it is first of its kind support? Because this is first direct government support which is directed for electric trucks. Okay. So the incentives are based on weight of the vehicle. Incentives ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? Weight of the vehicle. So vehicles are, there are different types of vehicles called N2 and N3 types ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. N2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ gross vehicle weight is 3.5 ton to 12 ton. Okay. N3 means whose weight is 12 tons to 55 tons. Okay, only these types of N2 and N3 category trucks are covered right on. This truck vehicle category ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು? Majority N2 and N3 category trucks are covered. N2 and N3 category trucks are covered. N2 trucks means gross vehicle weight is 3.5 tons to 12 tons. Vehicle weight 3.5 tons to 12 tons. N3 trucks means weight is 12 tons to 55 tons. So incentives are based on what? Weight anta gottaita. Based on the weight, incentives are given. And maximum incentive that is given is 9.6 lakhs. 9.6 lakhs. Maximum support is 9.6 lakhs. And incentives are given on upfront cost. Or they are given as upfront discounts. Upfront andre they are given as upfront discounts ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Incentives are given as upfront discounts. What is the meaning of upfront discount? Purchase ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಏನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, while during the purchase of the vehicle, initial investment ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, so they have an aim that under this scheme they want to deploy 5,600 electric trucks across India. How many trucks? 5,600. Aim is to deploy 5,600 electric trucks across India, and 5,600 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1,100 trucks are reserved for Delhi only, because highest pollution we are seeing in Delhi, right? 5,600 electric trucks. 1,100, which reserved for Delhi, and 100 crores rupees are dedicated for Delhi itself. And there's one condition. There's one condition. Any applicant who wants to take benefit out of this scheme, okay, any applicant who is willing to take benefit under this PM e-truck initiative, he need to have one thing in mandatory, that he need to scrap his old vehicle. ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಲ್ಡ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಏನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಟ್ರಕ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪೇಜ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಳೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಸೆಂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ರೋಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೈವೇಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ
ಸರ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇರ್ಬಾರ್ದು.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ,
ಅವ್ರು ತಗೊಂತಾರಲ್ವಾ,
ಹಾ,
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಗೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್
ಇರ್ಬಾರ್ದಂತ ಹಂಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಶುಡ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಓನರ್, ಹಳೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ನ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಸರಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಈ ಟ್ರಕ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್? ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು? One data you can write down: diesel trucks constitute only 3% of total vehicle population. Total number of vehicles ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಶೇರ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? ಓನ್ಲಿ 3%. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 3% ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. But they contribute 42% ಆಫ್, ನೋಡಿ ಇಂಥ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. 42% ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ಸ್. 42% ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ಸ್. So in short, let me also discuss this PM e-drive scheme. PM e-drive scheme ಅಂದ್ರೆ PM electric drive revolution in innovative vehicle enhancement. PM drive full form ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ? PM drive full form ಏನು? ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ. PM ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿನಾ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್? ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. PM ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ e-drive, sorry, e-drive. PM electric drive revolution in innovative vehicle enhancement. So this scheme was also launched by Ministry of Heavy Industries in the year of 2024. 2024 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋಂಥದ್ದು PM e-drive scheme. So with the goal, what's the goal? To reduce carbon emissions and to promote EV ecosystem in India. Heavy industries. With an aim of, what? To foster EV ecosystem and reduce carbon emissions. So India has a target to achieve net zero emission by which year?
2070.
India has a target to achieve, as India has submitted it to UNFCCC. UNFCCC submit ಮಾಡಿರೋ ನಮ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? By 2070 we will become net zero ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಗೋಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ. ನೆಟ್ ಜೀರೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ನೆಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಝೀರೋ ಬರಬೇಕು. ನೆಟ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ that we have set a target of 2070. So such schemes will help us achieve that target. Correct? So budget allocation 10,900 crore rupees have been allocated to under this PM e-drive scheme. Okay, 10,900 to accelerate India's electric mobility. What is the scope? Scope of this mission. What are the types of vehicles covered, and what are the types of activities covered under this? Andre, they provide incentives to two-wheelers. Two-wheelers ಇದವ ಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? Three-wheelers.
ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಬಸ್
Three-wheelers ಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೇಳಿ. ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Two-wheelers, three-wheelers. ಮತ್ತೆ
ಬಸ್ BMTC ಬಸ್.
Ambulances, e-ambulances. Correct. Buses, e-buses. ಮತ್ತೆ e-trucks, e-trucks, e-buses, e-trucks. Two-wheelers ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಬೇಡ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್. ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್. ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಆ ತರನಾ? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ this is the coverage. Earlier FAME scheme ಇತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? So this is an extension to FAME scheme ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ. This is an extension to FAME. This is an extension to earlier FAME scheme. ಮುಂಚೆ FAME scheme ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಆಂಬ್ಯುಲೆನ್ಸ್, ಈ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್, ಈ ಬಸ್ಸಸ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಇವರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. FAME ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ FAME ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮನೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು? ಓಕೆ, ಡೂಸ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ರೀ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಏನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ 2015 ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು FAME ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆನ್. ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಟಿಲ್ ನೌ? 3 ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವ್ದು? 6 schedule, Court of International Criminal Court and e-truck initiative. Okay, there's one important topic. UNESCO World Heritage ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಾಠ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಕೇಪ್ಸ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So we'll discuss about it tomorrow. It takes some time. If you start it, that itself will take at least 15-20 minutes. So we'll continue tomorrow with this topic only. Maratha military landscapes. Okay. In Maharashtra. Basics. ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ, ನಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ? ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಟೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದೊಂದು ಸೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟೋಟಲ್ 12 ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ 12 ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಮರಾಠ ರೇನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ. ಎಷ್ಟು? 12 ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಶಿವಾಜಿ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶಿವಾಜಿ ಟು ಪೇಶ್ವಾ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. So what are the importance of these forts? Why they have been selected? Tomorrow we'll discuss. And basics of UNESCO again we will revise. Basics of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Any doubts in these 3 topics? At least correct kaltra. 5th schedule ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5th schedule ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಅವರು ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And keep following International Criminal Court. Next time International Criminal Court ಏನೇ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರು you should know it. This is a International Criminal Court. ಅದ್ರ ಏನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? So see you tomorrow same time for current affairs.